Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the candidates are back on the trail as they begin to hit swing states, as one state close to home gets national attention. And in Lincoln County, a murder with a bizarre twist took place as one family member confesses to killing their son.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We are slowly but surely making our way to 5:30 this Thursday morning, and I think we're in for another warm one. Let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
Slowly and surely getting through a Thursday morning. I slowly but surely pick up on that. That's for sure, Madison. Almost to the weekend. Change in the pattern, which means, yes, the humidity is coming back. And yes, our rain chances too. 55 outside our door here in Hazard, and temperatures do vary depending on the amount of cloud cover that's kind of acted like a blanket and kept our temperatures on the warmer side over the last several hours. It's in the mid-60s right now up your way at Moorhead, 60 at London, and we're doing 61 in Harlan. Now, we do have some breaks in the clouds as you make your way up toward the I-64 corridor. Thickest of cloud cover is from the Hal Rogers Point south into northern portions of Tennessee. That'll be continuing to play out as we head through the rest of the day, as some of this moisture here associated with Francine will eventually creep northbound through Tennessee and get into some of our southern counties, Jacksboro, Lafayette, as we head through late this afternoon into this evening. In the meantime, the rest of us are dry with a high today in Hazard up near 81. Your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. The race for the White House is back in high gear this morning. Wednesday, the candidates paused campaigning to mark 23 years since the September 11th attacks. But today, they're back on the road, taking their message to battleground voters. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
It was a brief moment of unity for former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris at a 9/11 ceremony in New York. This handshake, hours after the greeting that launched their heated and historic first debate.
You've heard tonight two very different visions for our country.
Now the prospect for a second is uncertain. The Harris team is pushing to meet again in October, but former President Trump is still on the fence.
I think that, are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. But we'll think about it.
In Springfield, Ohio, some in the community are still thinking about this baseless claim from the former president about Haitian immigrants.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
The mayor pushing back on the comments about migrants who came there to fill open jobs.
Rumors like this are taken away from the real issues, such as the issues involving our housing, our school resources, and our overwhelmed healthcare system.
Now, with the conventions and first debate behind them, Harris and Trump are back on the road. The former president in Tucson, Arizona today. Harris with back-to-back rallies in North Carolina. Some voters in Pennsylvania are hoping to hear more substance from both parties before November.
I didn't really find anything substantial in all of that. It was just a lot of back and forth.
With 54 days until Election Day, both candidates are looking to squeeze every moment to get their message out. Jared Hill, CBS News.
North Carolina voters will not see Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name on the ballot this election. The state Supreme Court is forcing its removal with a 4-3 decision. The panel says it's more important for ballots to be correct than for absentee ballots to go out on time. Kennedy is no longer running for president as an independent. He is trying to remove his name from ballots in various states to boost support for former President Donald Trump, who he's endorsed. A father is in a southern Kentucky jail accused of killing his adult son. The crime happened in Lincoln County Monday. Sheriff's deputies say Jack McNew Sr. killed his son, Jackie McNew Jr. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has the latest.
And sheriff's deputies say that this all started Monday afternoon, just after noon. The 911 center received a call from a man claiming that he had just shot his son, and according to the police citation, he shot his son multiple times to make sure that he was dead.
It's definitely a tough situation for everyone involved.
72-year-old Jack McNew is in the Pulaski County Jail charged with murder and burglary. He is accused of killing his son, 49-year-old Jackie McNew.
Without going into much detail due to being an ongoing investigation, there's been some ongoing conflicts between him and the victim over the past, probably I would say, close to a year.
According to the police citation, the senior McNew woke up Monday to find his tires flattened, got upset, then went to an outbuilding where just as his son opened the door, he shot him. After the victim fell, police say he shot again 2 to 3 more times to make sure that he was dead. The suspect called 911 himself to report what he'd done. Mullen says he arrived about 3 minutes later.
He was very cooperative. We were able to secure him and the gun with no problem, no incident whatsoever. He was taken into custody without any incident.
According to the police citation, McNew told police that he shot and killed his son because, quote, he didn't want anyone to see his son acting that way. In Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Fox and Friends Funeral Home is currently handling arrangements for Jackie McNew, and according to an online post, a memorial service will be held at a later date. We continue to monitor a developing story out of Perry County, where several schools went on lockdown yesterday afternoon. But we understand there was an incident near exit 59 and a bullet was found in a windshield of a vehicle. Officials are not sure whether this was just a stray bullet or something more premeditated. But nobody was hurt. We are still waiting for more information to be released by police. State police are investigating a murder after they received a call yesterday morning. Troopers were called out to R. Barnett Road, where one man was reportedly lying in the road due to a gunshot wound. 75-year-old Samuel White was pronounced dead. Police believe White and 66-year-old Willard Upchurch got into an argument. Upchurch was arrested and charged with murder. A new court filing could cause a delay in the trial connected to the Delphi, Indiana murders. The attorney for suspect Richard Allen filed a notice with the court late Monday night. It was a sign that they plan to file an appeal on a couple of rulings that they say gutted their defense. Allen is accused of the February 2017 murder of Abby Williams and Libby German of Delphi. Trial was set to start October 14th, but that could be delayed if Allen's defense files an appeal. A couple of officials who worked for Southeast State Correctional Complex in Floyd County are accused of falsifying work hours. Documents obtained by the Lexington Herald Leader show Charles Hughes and Danny McGraw were warden and deputy warden at the time. An investigation shows the men claimed pay for hundreds of hours they did not work. Investigators say Hughes claimed nearly 370 hours he did not work, while McGraw claimed more than 173 hours. We have a confirmed case of measles in Kentucky. A Western Kentucky University student was diagnosed with the illness. A news release said the student was unvaccinated and recently traveled abroad. They were most likely exposed to measles on their trip. They attended classes and activities on campus while infected from August 28th through 30th. State leaders say Kentucky is becoming a leader in childhood cancer research. Governor Andy Beshear, cancer patients, survivors, and medical professionals gathered to raise awareness for childhood cancer. Roughly 15,000 children are diagnosed with cancer each year. More than 230 of them are in Kentucky. That's according to Norton's Children's Hospital. They say roughly 80% of their patients are cured of cancer, but they will not stop until they cure everyone.
In the past, maybe we haven't always thought of Kentucky being a leader on scientific research and health care in this area. But people are seeing us that way now. They're not looking at the same Kentucky anymore. Because in our new Kentucky home, one where we're seeing more opportunity, more economic development, more national attention, we can also make sure that we are a leader in our values, how we take care of each and every Kentuckian, and how we use some of this new prosperity that's coming to our state to lift up especially those children that are fighting this disease.
Governor Beshear has declared September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Attorney General Russell Coleman announces a new initiative for a youth-focused addiction prevention campaign. The Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission unanimously approved the 2-year, $3.6 million proposal that is centered around a research-backed youth education campaign. It's called Better Without It and aims to deter youth from doing drugs. They're hoping to reach them through social media, streaming platforms, college campuses, and through partnerships with influencers.
For example, in the course of our research, discovered that there is such a color as Gen Z yellow. So we tapped into color schemes, into fonts, into overall aesthetics that are meant to interest them and make it not another, with all respect to previous programs, black and red, dark and gloomy, to give them something attractive, appealing, and lifestyle-oriented to wear and promote.
In addition to the education campaign, the prevention program will also promote existing school-based programs. The Volunteers of America Mid-States Division is hosting an open house in Clay County today. The event is to celebrate 5 years of having a recovery community center. It will take place from 2 this afternoon to 5 in the evening at the VAA Recovery Community Center in Manchester. The program aims to be a community resource for education and support for those in recovery. EKU's Manchester campus is hosting a reception today to share updates regarding its endowed scholarship funds. Senate President Robert Stivers and EKU President David McFadden will be in attendance. For the fall semester of this year, the fund has provided nearly $70,000 in funding to support 22 students on campus. The $1.5 million fundraising initiative was launched 1 year ago. The Kentucky Community and Technical College is partnering to offer a free bachelor's degree for students. The partnership is with Kentucky State University. It will be available for Pell Grant eligible students who earn their associate's degree and transfer students still working on their degree. Students must also file a FAFSA and submit a scholarship application. Those close November 15th. You can apply for the scholarship at kysu.edu. Several new faces have just been inducted into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. It's the bourbon industry's highest honor, recognizing people with the drive and passion to make Kentucky bourbon what it is today. One of the inductees is Elmer Lucille Allen. The Kentucky Distillers Association says she broke barriers in bourbon as the first black chemist at Brown-Forman. Governor Andy Beshear attended the ceremony, saying bourbon is our introduction to different parts of the world.
More and more, when you run into someone who's never been to Kentucky, the first thing they'll say is bourbon. So it's helping to grow our economy. It's helping to support record-setting tourism. We're really blessed that bourbon's home is right here in Kentucky.
Other inductees this year include Dee Ford, Ken Lewis, Peter T. Lofton, and R.M. Corky Taylor. When we return, WYMT's Lucy Bryson is live from Laurel County as we continue to follow the manhunt as it enters its 6th day.
And weather-wise, it's been a great first half of the week. Now we have to deal with the effects or the fringe effects of Francine. Those details with your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast coming up after the break.